Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Ms. Hidayah. I am No Adrena as a representative to my group, and this is my teammate, which is called Haswari. We will present our final project. The company that we choose from Bursa Malaysia are Alliance Malaysia Berhad and Dash Lady Milk Industry Berhad. So for the introductions of the company, in 2001, the company established the company in Malaysia. In 2007, AGIM, which is Adam General Institute Malaysia General Insurance Business, was moved to a wholly owned subsidiary. In 2011, AMB released its first sustainability report to promote transparency by exposing its non-financial performance. And lastly, Alliance Malaysia, which has 32 branches around the country, aspires to become the most trusted provider of financial service for nation. Next, I will pass to Kobe to explain about
Okay. The Dutch Lady Milk Industry, the company was founded at Pacific Milk Industries in Johannesburg on 28 May 1963, where it is constructed to manufacture sweeteners concerned milk at its Petaling Jaya factory and become the first Fryland food production facility outside the Netherlands. And Dutch Lady Milk Industry Malaysia is currently a subsidiary of the Fryland Capina. It was a private public company and only started producing constant milk before expanding into the dairy product. Next. Adrina, start first.
Why my camera is not working? Hello?
I didn't know, but you start first, Adrina.
My camera is not working right now. I don't know why. Okay, then it's excellent fresh cash flow, which allows the company to fund new initiatives with cash on hand. A company ability to expand, produce new products, buy back stock, pay dividends, or reduce debt is indicated by the presence of fresh cash flow. Next is the automatizations of work has improved quality consistency, which is activates in automatic carry out specific tasks such as transmitting or extracting data, sending email, and so on. The weakness is the process of financial planning is inefficient, which is when the credit cards are used to pay for things that a person can't afford with their own money. It's called poor financial management. Credit cards, personal loans, and stock shop cards catalogs are overdraft and all options for people who need money to buy things they can't normally afford. Next is not very good at emerging companies at varied work culture. This is the way one party to the transaction performs function, use, assess, and assumes risk is interweaves with and cannot be accurately evaluated in isolation from the way another party to transaction perform function. Moreover, is the opportunities for Ireland's bank. The first one is a lower inflation rate, which is low inflation typically indicates the demands for products. Low demands and potentially trigger a recession resulting in higher unemployment. They typically increase the daily business by 3% to 5% per year, compounded annually. This is usually the final source of inflation, rider for folks who are younger and excellent health. The second one is opportunity to enter a new emerging market. And lastly, the traits, which is disruptive technology. It is a type of inventions that drastically changes how customer, industry, or business work. So the modeling, underwritings, and claims and administration practice are all being disrupted and transformed by the increased use of technology. Lastly is risk of one pricing. The rate of changes of premiums imposed by insurance companies is known as rate marking or insurance pricing. The amount that must be added to the pure premium of extra expenses, profit, and contingency margin is referred to as loading through a contact known as insurance policy. The insured swaps further risk with an insurer for a fixed premium, and its policy holder suffers a loss, they can't file a claim with the insurer provided the agreement allow it. Next, I will pass to Kogi.
And start for the Dutch dairy milk industry. First is the strength. The first strength of Dutch dairy milk industry is there are a market leader in Malaysia quality brand dairy industry. Aside from that, they have the largest market share. In generally, market leader and market share have a strong relationship. It's also Allah certificate, so customer will use it confidently. Next is weakness. Dutch lady's weakness are they only create a milk from the genuine cow milk. That is to say, Dutch lady does not use any type of milk and insist on concentrate on cow milk opportunities. Maintaining market share is the opportunity in the Dutch lady. Dutch dairy is a milk very popular in market. As the result, the company will increase milk production to meet clients' demands. They also run the Dutch dairy kit and Dutch dairy school company, as well participating in government's program Susu Satu Malaysia. Lastly is threat. The threat that the Dutch dairy company is facing, including several activities competitors. It's also possible the customer will choose different brand of milk. Next slide. These analyses contain the share price of two listed company under Bursa Malaysia for past 3 years, 2018 until 2020, which is Alliance Bank and Dutch Lady Milk Industry. The table shows that Alliance Bank is a good financial in a single asset analysis compared with the Dutch Lady Milk Industry, because a negative holding period return shows Dutch lady expect the investment will lose money. Moreover, correlation of variation is also negative, which means the project is over budget for the Dutch lady. And next.
Okay, madam. So for the portfolio selection, the first one is standard deviation for portfolio. Standard deviation portfolio is measure how much the investment returns divide from the means of the probability distribution of investment. So as you can see, the highest standard deviation will be on both portfolio 1 and 11. Standard deviation from its mean at portfolio 1 will be 12.1106, while portfolio 11 we have a standard deviation of 10.2947. In conclusion, portfolio 1 is the most riskier with a standard deviation of 12.1106, while portfolio 7 is the most conservative with a standard deviation of 7.8616. Lastly, the smaller an investment standard deviation, the less volatile it is. The larger the standard deviations, the more dispersed those returns are, and thus the riskier the investment is. Next, please. Okay, this is the CAPA model of calculating the required return of users that beta of an asset. Stock with a beta that greater than 1 are usually considered riskier than overall market. However, the beta that less than 1 are less risky than the overall market. High beta stock provided potential returns to investor, but low beta stocks show lower returns. From the result, we understand that CAPM starts at negative 1.5143. For Alliance Berhad, the beta is 0.58335. However, Dutch Lady Industry Berhad shows a beta value at 0.3828. Alliance, from the result, we can see that Alliance Malaysia Berhad has a higher beta compared to Dutch Lady. Then we calculated that APT is 2.3715. Okay, this is the industry analysis for Alliance and Dutch Lady. First of all, I will explain about Alliance. Overall, the insurance industry is highly competitive. Consumer market insurance companies may specialize in one or more types of insurance coverage, and also auto insurance account for a significant amount of the consumer segments. Furthermore, its company in this industry aim to increase their market position. There is a competition among them. So the first biggest insurance company was Fairfax Financial Holdings with a revenue of 19 billions. The second place is Malaysian Banking Berhad with 13 billions, and Alliance Berhad goes to the third position with 1 billion of capitalization, and lastly Bajaj Alliance General Insurance with a market capitalization of RM 806 million. Next, Kogi.
Dash Lady owns 55.22% of the total market share at RM 1,099,321,8449, and the rank 1 out of 10 company in the industry. Closest competitor are Upsang, Consolidated Berhad, and Spicer Berhad with a share price of 16.42% and 15.47%. And Dash Lady has a certain market share and also a larger room for growth in the industry. Dash Lady yearly report Brighter Future, with which is the company collaboration with the government and local farmers to boost their entire local milk supply. Nextly is the company analysis. The first component in financial ratio is analyzed to return on asset. ROE is the profitability ratio that provides how much profit a company is able to generate from its asset. According to the bar graph, Dash Lady has a good ROE ratio compared with the Airlines Malaysia, even though Dash Lady has a decreased ratio over the past 3 years. Secondly, the component that we used in a company analysis is current ratio. The current ratio helps investor and creditors understand liquid of the company and how easy the company will able to pay off its current liability. A higher current ratio is always more favorable than a lower current ratio because it shows the company more easily make current debt payment. Based on the chart, Airlines Malaysia having a good value in a current ratio compared to the Dash Lady. Next slide. Next is the total asset turnover. The higher asset turnover ratio is a more effective company. It's generating revenue from its asset. According to the bar chart, Dash Lady more efficient company compared to Airlines Malaysia. Even though Dash Lady continues to decrease over past 3 years. Lastly, the component that we use for the company analysis is equity ratio. It's considered an important financial metric because it indicates the stability of the company and its ability to raise additional capital to growth. For investor, the depth of the equity ratio is used to indicate how risky it is to invest in the company. The higher depth of equity ratio, the riskier the investment. Based on the chart, Dash Lady has the highest risk to invest compared to Airlines Malaysia. Thank you.
Okay, so madam, for the recommendation and conclusion. For recommendation, the volatility of this company's share price should be considered in a single asset portfolio. Dash Lady Milk Industry may be appealing to risk-adverse investor. In comparison, for Dash Lady Milk Industry, Airlines Malaysia has a standard deviation value on an erratic share price movement. The market return is negative in value, so the result of CAPM are ignored. Market in a recovery phase. The negative market returns is not a cause of concern. Investors should consider having in a single asset rather than portfolio. So we recommend that investors should select the Airlines Malaysia portfolio of share, as this investment is the best option study based on our findings. Okay, Kogi, your part is the conclusion.
Malaysia presents ideal investment opportunity for investors looking for the steady return, and certain industry perform better during the business cycle periods. Airlines Bank, Berhad, and Dash Lady Milk Industry is not performed well during our research period, according to the finding. Arrival of the COVID-19 epidemic had a significant impact on the business across the country. For example, food and beverage, airlines, hotel, and other small medium enterprise sector have shut down. Financial ratio study shows that Airlines Bank Berhad outperform Dash Lady Milk Industry in terms of profitability, equity, efficiency, and leverage ratio during the last 3 years, 2018 until 2020. That's all from us, madam.
Okay, can you mention here the market return negative in value, the result of CAPM are ignored. Why? Can you explain about it?
Madam, can you repeat the question again?
You mentioned there here in the last one, the market return is negative in value. The result of careful are ignored. Why you mentioned that this one? Can you
Okay. Madam, the one is significantly impact for the both industry, is it?
okay?
Both industry having a negative impact, is it?
You put here the why the result of careful are ignored. You mentioned here the market return is negative in value.
Okay,
This one. Can you
okay.
see? So can you explain a bit more why you mentioned this result of careful should be ignored? Why you mentioned like this one?
Okay, according to my opinion, madam, for the Dutch dairy milk industry, the profit all it's get the negative point. And why Allen Bank also having the problem is they having a lot of more than 50%, which is it's also the riskiest to invest it in. That's why we mentioned that.
Alliance Malaysia is more than Dutch Lady. It's better to invest in Alliance Malaysia portfolio rather than Dutch Lady.
Alliance, you mentioned here the standard deviation is a bit high than Dutch Lady, is it right?
Yes, madam. The big
And then
high also.
And then you mentioned both market for Dutch Lady and Alliance is negative loss. Is it right?
This, madam, actually the Dutch Lady as the negative point, but Alliance is in the good value. But the thing is, Alliance Bank having a highest value, it's also make the riskiest to invest it in. That's why we mentioned that both industry having a problem to we have to put our investment in the portfolio.
So you recommend Alliance Malaysia, okay? You recommend to invest in Alliance Malaysia, is it right? This one
Yes.
means you recommend for the single investment, or you mentioned here select the Alliance Malaysia portfolio of share. What do you mean of this sentence? Portfolio means
The
you invest in
portfolio.
both. But now you invest in both, or you invest only in single investment?
Okay, madam. We have to actually the sentence have been mistaken in there. Actually, we have to plan to invest in Alliance Malaysia, because compared to Dutch Lady, Alliance Malaysia having a good value in the share market. This is because Dutch Lady having a negative point between the year 2018 and 2020, but we did the sentence mistakenly here, madam.